Hi everyone! Thank you for joining me for another lesson. Today it's Tuesday, September 22nd. And it's starting to feel like fall. Feels like summer is over. Oh well. Maybe it'll still be nice though. So, how are you doing? Thank you for all the really nice cacao discussions we had. Most students did call me, but some didn't. Huh. I didn't mention that when we do the cacao lessons, I only will give you Chuseok check, the attendance check, if you call me. Okay? If you don't call me, you can't get the Chuseok check or attendance check. Now, I didn't say this before, so this is a warning. I want everybody to know this. So next time we do a cacao one-on-one, maybe soon after Chuseok, I'm not sure. But we'll do another one coming up. Maybe not this week, but maybe later. We will, excuse me. Maybe after that we will, we'll have another one, have another cacao discussion, and I will take the Chuseok check, the attendance check, okay? So you will get an absent mark if I don't talk to you. Okay, that's not for these YouTube lessons, only for our cacao one-on-one question and answer. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm just going to do a little today. We're going to talk about food. Sounds all right, huh? I like talking about food. So, where to begin? Oh, talking about food. Well, maybe what we can do first is talk about the ingredients of food. Okay? Ingredients of different foods that maybe we like or don't like. Because we're going to do an activity later in the week. And you're going to need to we're going to need to go over like the ingredients of some different stuff. So let's take a dish. Let's try pizza. And so if you're listing the ingredients for pizza, those would be the different things, different foods, liquids, spices, and things you need in order to make pizza. So maybe if you can just think of sort of the most important ones, maybe we can just list like 5 is good. So there would have to be, oh yes, and that's right. Good to mark that. First, what's called the pizza dough. Now, the dough you might think of as being bread. Most Koreans might say bread instead of dough. We don't say that in English, though. Okay. We wouldn't refer to it as bread. It's dough, pizza dough. Okay. After it's cooked, it's called the pizza crust. But yeah. So you need some pizza dough to make pizza. You would need kind of tomato sauce or pasta sauce, pizza sauce, some kind. Good to have sauce. Pretty important one is to have cheese. pizza dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and maybe. Now, you could spend a lot of time trying to work out what you think are the best things to put on a pizza. You could be listing different vegetables like olives and tomatoes, green peppers, paprika. I suppose mushrooms. Not exactly a vegetable, but close enough. A lot of people really like meat, like pepperoni and ham and stuff. Instead of just having to list all of those and more things too. Oh yeah. This is Korea. People like potatoes and sweet potatoes, goguma, onions, bacon. There's seiyu, shrimp. It's many pizza toppings. Those are what we call pizza toppings. And maybe it's just good to just put that. Different various pizza toppings. Pizza dough, tomato sauce, cheese, pizza toppings. I think that's... And maybe you could list a couple of your favorite pizza toppings. So like in my case, I like mushrooms, I like black olives, I like paprika and tomatoes. I like a lot of vegetables on my pizza. I know most people like meat, but I'm not so crazy. Meat pizza's okay, but yeah. So yeah, those would be the ingredients for pizza though. Pizza dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and pizza toppings. Gotta just get a tissue here. Really should get a board eraser. Let's pick something else now. How about we now go for another popular food. Hamburgers. How do you make hamburgers? Like, what are the ingredients for hamburgers? Well, let's see. You would need ground beef. Beef that is cut up into really small bits, so you can put it into a hamburger mixed with like some egg and stuff. Ground beef. Chicken? Do you need chicken in order to make hamburgers? Well, Koreans often will say hamburgers to mean anything that's beef or chicken. But in English, actually, a hamburger is always beef. If you want a hamburger with chicken on it, you actually want to have a 진짜. You want to have a chicken burger. Chicken burger. Yeah, in English we say hamburger and we say chicken burger. Whereas in Korea it's just, people tend to just use the word hamburger for both. That's okay in Korea, but if you went to another country and you asked for a hamburger, they would give you beef. And maybe you want chicken, so if you went to Canada or Australia or something, if you want chicken on your hamburger, ask for a chicken burger. Anyway, we'll just do hamburgers with beef. So yeah, ground beef. Actually, we can even say it's a ground beef. A ground beef patty. When you take the ground beef and you kind of mix it with some spices, some egg, and then you make it into a flat That's a patty. That's a ground beef patty. Okay. Oh, you need what's called a hamburger bun. Again, we wouldn't say a hamburger bread. That's called a bun. Usually like a round, a round bread type of thing is called a bun. It's a bun for a hamburger. It's also for a hot dog. Oh, there's lots of Konglish and stuff. There's lots of like cultural problems with talking about these kinds of foods. Because for Koreans, a hot dog is on a stick. But in English, a hot dog is always in a bun. If you get the thing on a stick, that's a corn dog. All so many things here. But yeah, ground beef patty, hamburger bun. Well, lettuce and tomato? Maybe. I like having lettuce and tomato. Some people like other things. Some people aren't that crazy about tomatoes for some reason. Some people like onions on their hamburger. I don't really. Yeah, maybe instead of saying lettuce and tomato, we could just put veggies. Veggies, which is short for vegetables. So different vegetables that you might put on a hamburger. Lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions. Those are sort of the most common ones, I think. So different veggies that you might want. And then finally, what we call condiments. The different condiments. I guess the three condiments that you might find on a hamburger, people might enjoy putting on a hamburger, might be ketchup, mayonnaise, or mayo, as Koreans will often call it. Mayo? I don't know. Mayonnaise. Ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. Those are the condiments. Ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard. So yeah, like in my case, for veggies, I would probably have lettuce, tomato, and a pickle. Although not a sweet Korean pickle. More of a salty, sour, Western-style pickle. More delicious. And maybe some, not ketchup, mayonnaise and mustard on a hamburger. Making me hungry. Ooh. So yeah, those would be the different ingredients. And yeah, we're going to be doing an activity where you need to list some ingredients. And it's in the homework today as well, so. Okay, next is to talk about things you can count and things you can't count. Maybe we can start with the different ingredients of a hamburger. Ooh, interesting. Now, beef is something we don't count. We can't count like 1 beef, 2 beef, 3 beefs. Or would it be beeves? I don't know. We don't count beef in that way. Okay. However, a patty could be counted. I've just made 3 patties. Okay, so that one can be counted. A patty. Patties. Hamburger bun. I bought some hamburger buns. That one can be counted. Which is strange because you can't count bread. You can't say one bread, two breads, three breads. We don't do that. But you can count bun. Vegetables, yep, sure, that's accountable, and most many of them, not most exactly, but things like onions, pickles, and tomatoes are all countable. But lettuce, no. And the condiments, well, the word condiment is countable. I might say, like, I have 3 condiments in my fridge, but the different condiments are not. So mustard is not countable. Ketchup is not countable. Okay. Maybe we can go over some examples. The things you can't count, often they're liquids like drinks and stuff. Yeah, the different kinds of condiments, sauces, and things that are in really small amounts. Things like sugar and rice and salt, we don't count. Okay. But then there's other things like some fruits and vegetables we count. Apples, bananas, grapes, tomatoes, green peppers, that's paprika, green peppers. Yeah, we can count all of those. And like, oh yeah, this is an important one. This is kind of an important part. It's a good one here. I like too much stuff here, don't I? Sorry, 1 second. Can't think of an example here. Well, maybe it's not necessary. Maybe you get the idea. When you're expressing your likes and dislikes of different foods, which is something we're not really studying this unit, but it's still important to look at. If I'm talking about countable foods that I like, I should talk about them in a plural, as a plural, with an S at the end. I like apples. We don't say I like apple. Maybe if you were talking about your iPhone or your iPad, you might say I like apple. But for the food, you would say I like apples. Or I don't like onions. But if it's non-count, I can say I love coffee. Okay. So the countables will have an S at the end. The non-counts don't. There's a few other things that we do for these. We use much for non-count nouns for foods and drinks. I don't have much rice at home. There isn't much cheese. Okay? We use many for countables. We have many bananas. Okay? Oh, and similarly, a few is for words we count. We say, I have a few grapes. But we use a little for non-count. I only have a little salt. Okay. So maybe you already know about some of the things with count and non-count. Interestingly, there are three common foods or drinks that can actually be used as countable and non-count. They're all foods that you probably enjoy. They're all popular. Just show you the three here. Beer, coffee, and pizza. Right? Now, they should actually all be non-count. Beer and coffee are both drinks, and drinks should be non-count. Water, milk, juice, cola, tea. Many. And yeah, pizza is non-count as well. Okay, as a food. But if you go to a place to order, in other cases, when you're ordering something, you would order a cup of coffee, a glass of beer, okay? But it's now common that you can just order 2 beers. Three coffees. 5 pizzas. So yeah, these three really are supposed to be non-count, but they can be used in a countable way. Okay. They're three really only common ones. What else? Oh, and taste and texture. Oh, sorry, this is a long video, but I want to kind of cover all these things. Different tastes and textures. I should probably explain what textures means. Maybe you know about tastes, but textures. The texture of a food is describing how it feels in your mouth as you're eating it. Most foods usually have a good texture, a nice texture, but some might have a texture you don't like. Maybe you all think it's delicious, but for me, dakbal. Oh my God, dakbal has the worst texture. It's hard, but it's also kind of soft and oh. Yeah, the texture of dakbal is bad. Miene. I also think bandegi has a bad texture. It's kind of yeah. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I had bandegi. But yeah, to me bandegi has a very bad texture. And actually, we're here in Naju. Dongsha Day is here in Naju and everything. Another one, the Naju Bay, to me has a bad texture. To me, it's like I've got sand in my mouth. Now, actually, we're only going to look at a couple of different kinds of textures. Most of the things here are going to actually be the tastes. I'm just going to write them all down here. Perhaps you'll know most of these tastes. Um, yeah, only two of these are. Come on. Only two of these are actual textures here. Uh, we've got bland. That's a taste, a flavor. It's actually a taste that's it's not a strong taste at all. It's another word we often use for bland is plain, and it can be kind of boring. So rice, but only rice, just rice alone, or potatoes, just a potato, no nothing on the potato or with the potato. Rice, potatoes, just a piece of bread, but nothing on the bread, no sandwich or anything, just bread. So yeah, something bland has almost no taste, really. Okay. Um, Actually, a lot of Korean seafood. It might have kind of a bad texture because it might be really chewy, but things like ojingo and monge, to me, they're actually quite bland. You have to put like gochujang and stuff to make them taste good. So chewy is a texture, and you have to chew a lot in your mouth. It's not soft. Things like duck, in like tteokbokki, the duck is very chewy, and things like ojingo, nakji, a lot of seafood is very chewy. Crunchy. Oh, I'm sorry. There's three textures here, not two. Crunchy is also a texture. Things that are kind of hard make a crunching sound. Things like peanuts. Actually, most nuts, almonds, are crunchy. Now, we might say that potato chips and popcorn is actually crispy. I guess I could write that down here too. Almost the same, really, though. Pretty similar, crunchy and crispy, I would say. I'm sure you know salty things like potato chips, fried chicken. That's really salty. Yeah. Okay, soft and tender. Now, I'm sure you know what soft foods are. Bananas are really soft, right? Um, um, what else is soft? Oh, a lot. Well, a lot. Some fruit. Mango. Mango is really soft. If you ever tried durian, which is very famous, smelly fruit from Thailand, well, Southeast Asia, durian is actually a very soft fruit as well, and avocado is a soft one. Now, tender is the same, basically, but we use tender when we're trying to describe very soft meat. The steak was very tender. Sour, I'm sure you know what sour is. That's like lemons. We make a face like when something is sour, right? I'm sure you know spicy. Famous one in Korea is kimchi, but there's many other spicy foods. I already mentioned tteokbokki and dakbal. They're both very spicy. Oh, the worst, buldak. Oh my God, that's so spicy. Oh, it's painful. And then sweet, things with lots of sugar, which is just about everything nowadays. But things like chocolate and cookies, ice cream, and lots of fruit. So, yeah, those are all the tastes and textures. So there's going to be an assignment, kind of covering all these different things. So shouldn't take too long. It's just a couple pages. So please try to do that. And for Friday, we will have a lesson where we talk more about making foods, the different steps in making a recipe Okay? That'll be Friday's lesson. That's all for today, though. See you next time. Bye, everyone.